It's been 2 months since the Joker released his deadly virus in Endgame in Gotham. 2 months since Batman thwarted his plan and cured the city. But in these months, the city has not healed. Many people have disappeared. The most significant damage is that we may never recover from the loss of Batman himself. After his final battle with the Joker, no one has managed to find him. The only consolation is that he probably died along with the Joker. Everyone agrees that a Gotham City without Batman is an empty and sad Gotham. Batman taught them not to be afraid to be fighters, to be a little crazy too. There is no way to replace the original Batman, but Power Enterprises has just bought Wayne Enterprises. In this way, they seek to work with the mayor and the Gotham government to patrol the city in the same way that Batman did. Jerry Powers, who is in charge of all this, has been preparing all these months to have a replacement for Batman. This will be none other than Commissioner Gordon, the only trustworthy man who could replace him. Gordon doesn't feel ready for this. Besides, he wants it to be clear that he thinks this is Gotham City's dumbest idea. Later, in a small shop, some guys argue about the new Batman and his actions. Many don't care if this new Batman cures cancer or those things. He's not Batman. Some others support the new one, arguing that the old one won't come back. Bruce Wayne arrives and asks if everything is okay. Thomas says everything is normal. Bruce leaves some water bottles and leaves. Later, he arrives with wine Madison. Bruce comments that he came early to work because the air conditioner needed work. There's a bit of love between them. Bruce goes to another room where someone else is waiting for him. It's Commissioner Gordon, who says they need to talk. He asks who he is. Gordon says it's simple. He is Batman. This may seem a bit strange, but here they are. Gordon is Batman and needs his help. Bruce says he has seen Batman on the news wearing a new suit. That's all he knows, and he doesn't think he can help him. This seed is being manufactured to be sold to bad people. The sales are specifically in this neighborhood where he works. Every day, these things give their users terrible abilities, and each seed seems more powerful than the last. Bruce doesn't understand why he's saying this. Gordon says he's the key to Batman. At least he is to Gordon. The suit he uses was developed by Bruce Wayne's technology. When Powers absorbed Wayne Industries, they took over the suits. Even so, it is still Bruce's technology. He hoped Bruce would help him reconfigure the suit or something, so he could be like Batman. But privately, everything Gordon is doing is tracked by Powers and monitored by the police. He's a kind of sentinel, but Batman needs to do something more. He has a bad feeling about these seeds, and also about Mr. Bloom, who must be the one behind all this. To Bruce, this is funny. This is a recreation center that was created to be a safe place. Here, children can come to talk quietly. Bruce doesn't think about helping him. Whoever he was before, now he is no longer that person. He can't be. These children here at the center are what matter to him. He's trying to build a life using basic bricks. Julie arrives and asks if everything is okay. Gordon says yes. Everything is fine. Julie asks Commissioner Gordon to stay for lunch. She almost didn't recognize him without the mustache and those new muscles. Gordon has to leave. Even so, he leaves the seed to Bruce. Madison asks what he wanted. Bruce says nothing. He just has the wrong guy. Outside the recreation center, Superman is with Alfred watching Bruce Wayne. Clark can't believe it and says that he is not Bruce. Alfred says the opposite. That man is the one and only Bruce Wayne who ever walked the earth. If that's the case, Clark wants to know what happened to the old Bruce. Okay, I know many of you must be confused by all this, but here we will find out what happened after his battle with the Joker. They say a father can feel when his child leaves the earth. Alfred never believed that, but when that cave collapsed on him and the Joker, he could feel it. Many hoped he was still alive, but Alfred knew the truth. The call came 3 weeks after his disappearance. He was waiting for it by the boiler, ready to burn the clues from Batman's mission. Julie found his body intact, ready to come home. So Alfred drove to the home to pick him up. The man he had raised from a baby and then a young man had to take care of him once more before he could rest in peace. When he arrived for him, he was greatly surprised. Bruce had come back to life. Julie couldn't understand it. She had him in a sack. They were closing the zipper when he simply woke up. Returning to the mansion, Alfred examined his brain. Batman died after his fight with the Joker and had been dead for hours. Then he was healed by Dionysus. His brain is completely different. The substance entered through his broken skull, repairing the dead tissue. Now he is someone renewed, but without memory. Alfred had to tell him his past. That was one of the most terrible things he has done, making him go through the tragedy of his parents until the moment he became Batman. Alfred was about to tell him the last truth. Open the last and worst door. Before doing so, Bruce interrupted him. He had heard enough. He doesn't know what happened, but definitely, he is not that Batman. What Alfred says are pure lies. When he was a child, he loved his parents, although he doesn't really feel their loss. 3 days later, Bruce told him that he didn't want to be that man he was. Still, he wants to help children in his own way. Immediately after, Julie Madison arrived at the mansion to see how Bruce was, his girlfriend from youth. He was working with children. Superman knows he has to tell him the truth. He is not Bruce Wayne. He is Batman. If Alfred doesn't act, then Superman will. Alfred tells him to do it. He has to fly and tell him the truth, keeping something in mind. Bruce has no combat skills or training, because all that is gone in his memories. In his brain, there is no experience. He can ask him to be Batman, and he won't know how to do it. Batman was born from the screams of an alley. Those feelings no longer exist. Superman doesn't believe that. Batman always has a solution. A way back, Alfred asks him to follow. He didn't bring him to this place to show him images of the brain. This here is Batman's last invention. This is a machine developed to ensure there is always a Batman. But even with all his genius, he couldn't finish it. It would use his DNA to grow each successive Bruce Wayne until the age of 20. The conversation ends, not without first asking Superman to leave Bruce Wayne alone. He is better than ever. Later, in a park, Bruce was taking a break. Someone unknown arrives and upon seeing him, recognizes him as Bruce Wayne. The person keeps him company for a bit. Bruce tells him he was in a car accident nearby. To him, it is funny because he was too. Bruce asks if they know each other. This was none other than the Joker, who tells him he is only here to fight him to the death. Bruce Wayne is surprised. The Joker has to clarify. He is here to fight for this bench. Of course, it was just a joke. It seems both of them love this place equally. It's like an island of peace in the center of the universe. Bruce tells him it is. Or at least it was. The Joker throws food to the fish. This place used to be infested with bugs. Maybe by some Gotham villain. Maybe naturally. Either way, it was a hellish place. The rumor was that there was some kind of giant parasite that fed in the mouths of the fish and bit off their tongues. Then they replaced the tongues with themselves. Bruce tells him he has to go. So the bench will be the Joker's. The latter wants to show him something before he leaves. It will only take a minute. The Joker pulled out a gun. Bruce Wayne is surprised. The Joker apologizes. He was just trying to say something. He didn't mean to alarm him. See, he was also injured in the Joker's attack and is one of the last rescued. All that simply changed. At first, he felt lost. He didn't know who he was. It felt like building a new life. You have a purpose, and then that life, whatever it was, is shattered. So why start again? He bought the gun and came here to use it on himself. He had it in his mouth. Sometimes, when he smiles, he can still taste the metal. Then he realized how peaceful this place was. As if he couldn't shoot the gun. As if it were the only place where a gun should not be fired. So he started coming every day. Now he works in a butcher shop. He has an apartment and is happy. He looks at Bruce Wayne as if he is lost and possessed. The Joker asks him not to be who he was before. Bruce doesn't understand what he just said. The Joker doesn't want Bruce to be the same again. That's why he's here. That's what he came to ask. Bruce grabs him by the coat and asks how he knew who the Joker was. He tells him he is Bruce Wayne. Can he stop trying to make him be like before? Bruce asks if he thinks he would be like before. Now he has a girlfriend and a normal life. Why should he be like before? The Joker was only talking about the lake. Bruce runs Wayne Enterprises. Before the accident, he only worked with big dilemmas and threats. Now it seems he cares more about the small things. Like this place. He came to ask for his influence to keep the lake from being infested again. Sometimes he can hear the bugs laying their eggs. Bruce tells him he is no longer the boss of Wayne Enterprises. He can't do anything to keep things as they are. But if he goes back, What the hell is the point if he's not going to stay? In the end, everything will collapse. The Joker tells him that maybe he's right, or maybe that's all there is. We make the best of what we have and move forward. We were here and that's enough. So even if he leaves or does something ugly again, maybe it's okay. But then again, they could abandon each other while moving forward. The Joker gets ready to shoot himself in the head, when suddenly there is a big explosion. Bruce Wayne turns to see what's happening and worries about them. A newlywed is tied up in the streets of Gotham. This here is Mr. Bloom, and he is about to announce something new. The city is going to die. Gordon, in his role as Batman, couldn't do anything to stop the villain. Seeing this, Bruce Wayne starts running. It's as if something inside him has been activated. Alfred was at the mansion watching the news when suddenly someone breaks down the door. Alfred didn't want this to happen, and he starts crying. Bruce Wayne is back and wants him to take him to his cave.